fight with police where he was pepper sprayed. That didn't stop him either before he was finally taken into custody by a K-9 unit. Mr. Williams charged with 6 counts of aggravated assault, resisting arrest, evading arrest, and especially aggravated burglary. A drive-by shooting in Chattanooga leaves one man cut down, lying on the street, bleeding. Tony Williams, who's 26, says he was walking along Dodson Avenue when an unknown car pulled up beside him. Someone leaned out and opened fire. Mr. Williams is recovering in the hospital. He told police he doesn't know who shot him or why. The Violent Crimes Bureau is investigating. The Sean Hannity Show, weekdays 3 to 6 on Nooga Radio. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7. Now.
Traffic, news, and information. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
Sam Jordan, News Talk 92.7, Sports Now. One of the nation's largest dome stadiums has been destroyed in a scheduled implosion that took place in downtown Atlanta. Nearly 5,000 pounds of explosives is what it took to blast the Georgia Dome in Atlanta to smithereens Monday morning. People gathered at windows of tall office buildings, at nearby revolving hotel top restaurants, parking lots, and other areas around the downtown area to watch the blast. The dome opened in 1992, and it only took 15 seconds for it to all come down. Tennessee interim coach Brady Hoke struck a big tone for the second week in a row when he discussed injuries as he met with reporters on Monday. He did reveal one bit of noteworthy injury news. He said that freshman quarterback Will McBride will be available for Saturday's season finale against Vanderbilt. He was not active for the LSU game on Saturday, with Hoke saying that McBride was not really protocol-wise. Sam Jordan, News Talk 92.7, Sports Now.
The Tennessee Valley's news talk leader. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
Expect lots of sunshine through your afternoon. Slowly warming up. Highs back into the upper 50s tonight. A few clouds, not as cold. Lows mid and upper 30s. For your Tuesday, a few passing clouds. Otherwise, high 60 to 62 with dry and chilly weather for Wednesday and Thanksgiving Day. Experience the wonder of Ruby Falls Christmas Underground on a magical journey to visit Santa. Discover Christmas cheer on this heartwarming adventure. For tickets and details, go to rubyfalls.com. And I'm Sorgene 12's Chief Meteorologist Patrick Ward.
Truex Jr. is off the pace and he is headed to the pit lane. Elliott Powers around the outside. Michael McDowell pops a right front tire. Here's Martin Truex to the bottom. Blaney's walked him off too. Meanwhile, Chase Elliott went 4 wide on the back straightaway. They're side by side for the lead.
Hear it live on Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station.
Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM, 95.3 HD4.
The voice of NASCAR.
Toilet running?
Ray's Plumbing, 421-6341.
Drips under your feet, turning your floor into mush?
Ray's Plumbing, 421-6341.
Septic choking after years of neglect?
Ray's Plumbing, 421-6341.
Hi, this is Eric Pelton. Taxes, accounting, business advice. I've got a neat brochure, 12 ways to improve your business profits. Come on by for a free consultation and we'll give you a copy. E.J. Pelton Company, 332-3339.
Goss Insurance. Yes, we are local. And no, we don't have an 800 number. In fact, our mobile numbers are on our business cards. We live, work, play, and worship in Chattanooga, and we would love to help with your insurance. Business, auto, home, life insurance. Call now, save money. Call Goss Insurance for all your insurance needs. Goss Insurance, 875-2500. 875-2500.
Traffic, news, and information. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
Expect lots of sunshine through your afternoon. Slowly warming up. Highs back into the upper 50s tonight. A few clouds, not as cold. Lows mid and upper 30s. For your Tuesday, a few passing clouds. Otherwise, high 60 to 62 with dry and chilly weather for Wednesday and Thanksgiving Day. Experience the wonder of Ruby Falls Christmas Underground on a magical journey to visit Santa. Discover Christmas cheer on this heartwarming adventure. For tickets and details, go to rubyfalls.com. And I'm Sorgene 12's Chief Meteorologist Patrick Ward.
Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM knows your opinion is important. So call 800-8949. Agree or disagree. Call 423-800-8949. 800-8949. Nooga Radio. 92.7 FM and 95.3 HD4. News Talk Nooga Radio.
Drug-free pain relief hour presented by the Pulse Centers of Chattanooga, located at 5811 Lee Highway across from Capital Toyota here in Chattanooga. Roxanne Clark, I'm Sam Jordan, and we're glad to have you wherever you may be, whether it's right here in the Tennessee Valley or around the world. This is a program that can help you. It is new technology that's out there in the area. Pulse electromagnetic field testing or technology that can relieve a lot of issues on a drug-free and pain relief way. And today we're talking about sciatica issues. And one of the things that I'm sure that a lot of people, when they experience the lower back pain that they do, Roxanne, you know, sometimes doctors are generally quick to say, well, let's give you an epidural shot and see if that takes care of things.
Yeah.
But if the person that is giving the shot isn't hitting the right spot, that could cause a lot of other issues.
Well, I mean, that's definitely, you know, a potential risk, you know, that you're going to have with an epidural. But even under the best of circumstances, because, you know, you're introducing a really, really high dose of steroids into the body, there are, you know, side effects that come along with that. A lot of people have a hard time sleeping for a significant period of time after. Anxiety and just that sort of panicky feeling, you know, comes with a high dose of steroids like that. You know, there's a lot of side effects that come along with having, you know, those injections with that high dose of steroids. A lot of people will have that sort of flushed, you know, hot flashes type feeling. I always experience that. You know, in the summertime, you know, we're more sensitive to sunlight when we've had, you know, an injection of steroids. And one really important thing to consider, and this actually is a counterindication for some diabetic patients, high doses of steroids, not even high doses, just a prednisone taper pack even, affects blood sugar levels significantly.
Shooting it up? Or?
Absolutely, shooting it up, yes. So, you know, and I know that's something that would be important to you. So, you know, if you're a diabetic patient, you know, any dose of steroids is something that you would really need to talk with your physician about and consider an alternative, because steroids in general, regardless of, you know, how they're dosed to you, can elevate your blood sugar levels significantly. So if you're a diabetic, that's something you definitely want to have on your radar.
And definitely when you go to a doctor, you know, giving them your past history and everything, it may sound like, you know, oh, do I have to do this again? You know, it is very important because you want to know what your body has been having to deal with over the past. And I'm sure that when they come into the Pulse Centers, you know, you're asking them those same similar questions because you want to make sure that the treatment is an appropriate treatment.
Absolutely. You know, we've talked a good bit about our consultations, you know, over, you know, the course of the shows that we've done. And, you know, we don't have like the whole booklet of intake that takes you forever to sit down and have to fill out. 2
pages, I think.
It's pretty, you know, it's very simple to do. We gather most of our information conversationally.
Right.
When we sit down and do that consultation, you know, it is important to know your past medical history because those things are an important component in shaping, you know, the person that you are this minute. And they all affect, you know, the way that we would approach, you know, a person's treatment. You know, if whatever issue, if it's sciatica or whatever it may be, that came from an injury, we would approach it one way. If it came from just, you know, I don't know, like one Thursday, I just woke up and my head just started hurting and my butt hurt and my leg, you know, we would approach that in a different way. Obviously, if you're diabetic, you know, that's something that we would definitely take into consideration. We want to know that because that affects, you know, the way that your body works. So whether it's, you know, if you're going to see a physician, if you're whoever you're going to see, but especially us, you know, be thorough in your health information. And, you know, we always try really hard to ask all the right questions. But again, whether it's us or someone else, if the questions aren't asked, be sure that you put out pertinent information because even if it seems small, it matters. Yeah.
Right. 423-800-8949 is the phone number to call. If you have a question for Roxanne with the Pulse Centers here in Chattanooga, please call in. no question is stupid unless it's coming from me. But we really want to be able to help you try to get the right answers for whatever your situation may be. PEMF technology is relatively new here in the Chattanooga area, and it does have a lot, and I can personally say this, has done a lot for me and just making you feel perky. I mean, it's like the first time that I came out of there after having a session there, I just, even though I slept through most of it, but I tell you what, when I left, I really felt energetic. I mean, like I was 20 something years old, and, it just really made me feel good. I mean, it was a full body type of, the pulsating action, and they want to make sure that it's not too much, because they'll ask you, are you feeling it yet? That sort of thing. And it's like, then they go just a little bit beyond that point, and it's like, and it just relaxes you. And I mean, it gets into those inner cells, and it's like, and with me, and maybe like others, but hopefully I wasn't snoring for everybody in the room's sake. All right.
I'll say no comment.
Okay.
No, I mean, our treatments are very, very soothing.
Yes.
There's no need to, push things to a point that they're uncomfortable. So yeah, I mean, very soothing, very comfortable. But kind of going back to that great feeling, that you do have afterwards, I'd like to tie that in to what we were talking about a little bit ago. One of the side effects of, having a steroid, injection can be that anxious, anxiety, stressed, kind of ramped up feeling. And PEMF is actually FDA approved for the treatment of depression. And although depression and anxiety seem to be like complete opposites, typically they go hand in hand.
Right.
When we're depressed, when we, have, and depression is a literal, it's a chemical imbalance. It's not just somebody being sad or somebody being in a bad mood. It is a physiological diagnosed issue. But when you have those feelings, right along with it go those anxious feelings of, being in a particular situation or whatever. So depression and anxiety go hand in hand. And people a lot of times want to know, well, what are the side effects? There's side effects of everything in life now, right? And with PEMF, in all honesty, and this isn't a sales pitch, I'm not a salesman, but in all honesty, the side effects that we have with PEMF, they're positive, like additional help. Like you said, you come in to treat your knee or the sciatica issue or, whatever we're addressing. But at the same time, you are getting that added benefit of feeling better, genuinely feeling better. But we do have several people that we address directly, their issues of depression or anxiety. So, that's definitely something to keep us in mind for.
Now, you talked about some of the side effects earlier with elevated blood sugar and anxiety, sleeplessness. Doesn't PEMF actually help with some of those issues as well, more specifically?
Yeah, I mean, it's like we were just saying, the side effects, if you will, that we have with PEMF are, they're more like side bonuses. It's really, there are no negative effects of PEMF. We're just introducing what the body needs. It's just fueling the body's natural processes. So, they're, again, FDA approved for the treatment of depression. So, and again, depression and anxiety hand in hand. So, where you have all these negative side effects of, today we're talking about, the drug, with steroids. You have all these negative side effects, sleeplessness. PEMF research, there's tons of research out there about PEMF helping to address insomnia issues, to help people rest better, sleep better. Some of that comes from, just pain relief and feeling better, and then not having that pain wake you up at 2:00 in the morning. But then some of it is just, it's a whole body wellness, type situation. Definitely helps, to deal with insomnia. And because PEMF helps to increase blood flow, it helps to reduce blood sugar levels because it's increasing the body's ability to process the sugars that we eat, to distribute them properly throughout the body, to have them filtered properly. So, where you have all these negative side effects, of, like I said, steroids is what we're addressing today. On the flip side of that coin, PEMF actually doesn't just, not have those side effects, but in those particular areas, that we're discussing today, it actually has legitimate research proven benefits to those things. So, it kind of seems once you really get into PEMF and understand what all it can do, I mean, it almost feels like a no-brainer. I do this all day, every day. So, this is my area of expertise. But why would I go and have a steroid injection that's going to have all these negative side effects? That's going to be a very temporary solution. Why would I do that when I can go and have PEMF treatments done, not have all the side effects, and actually, in all likelihood, end up with some sort of positive sort of bonus, side effects, if you will. It just seems like a no-brainer.
And to top it off, the pain of getting the needle, that would be enough in itself. Now, one of the things, I had mentioned earlier that sciatica nerve becomes inflamed due to injuries, but also pressure due to pregnancy. Now, how could PEMF help someone that may be pregnant as far as trying to relieve that pain back there with the sciatica?
Well, that's one of those tricky areas, Sam. There's actually a lot of positive research with PEMF and pregnancy. That is actually a counterindication at our clinic. And unfortunately, in the litigious society that we live today, we have to set some boundaries. And so, as of right now, we don't treat patients, who are pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that seems fair. But now, if they would like to find out more about sciatica in particular, they can also go to the website, Pulse Centers and the number 1.com.
Yes.
And or they can call the office at 423-771-7755. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
All right. I'm pretty good at remembering numbers. But call or stop by, location of 5811 Lee Highway. Great staff with Roxanne and Stephanie and Michelle. Can't forget Michelle. She's a great gal. We'll leave it at that with Stephanie. But I'm just picking on her. Stephanie, they're all great over there, and they will treat you like you're a king or a queen. They want to help you. That is the main purpose, and why when you come there, to have that friendly atmosphere, that you're not just another number, not just another patient. You really want to try to help someone, and that is just pervade as soon as you come through the door.
Well, I'm glad that comes across, because it is a very genuine, perspective for all three of us who you will encounter there. But, while we do have sort of a clinical environment, it's also a very comfortable environment as well.
Right.
Yeah. And as genuine as I can possibly be, we're not there to rack up numbers or whatever. We really are there to help. Nothing makes us happier than when we see patients who, the first day they come in, I mean, they're having a hard time walking or moving. We see that altered gait, if you will. And then, we start seeing them come in for subsequent visits, and, the cane is still in the car, or, they're just opening the door and walking on in. And their face is, you don't even have to ask. You see the lack of pain on their face.
Yeah.
And nothing makes us happier than being able to be a part of this, literally life, not to be dramatic, but it is life changing. When you suffer with pain of whatever kind, it's going to change your standard of living. It's going to change that quality of life. There are going to be things you want to do that you can't do, whether it's, going out to play golf, or playing with your dogs or your kids, or traveling, or, whatever it is that you like to do. If you have chronic pain, inevitably it's going to start interfering with those things, and that's going to change your quality of life. And being able to help people reinstate some of those things that they love and enjoy, there literally is not a better feeling in the world than to see that process happen, and to be so thankful that we're able to be part of that for them. Yeah.
Now, for our fans out there that are watching on Facebook Live or on YouTube, and you look at Roxanne here on camera, she's like this, and maybe 10 times more when you walk through the door. And that's the same with Michelle and Stephanie. I mean, you just really feel like this is the place you're meant to be to get help and in a drug-free and pain-free way. And at the Pulse Center is located there on the Lee Highway. 423-800-8949 is the phone number to call if you've got a question, whether it's about sciatica issues or whatever. No question is dumb or stupid or anything like that. It is answerable, and or at least we'll make every effort here to get the answer. And if not, we'll find out when we come back next Tuesday. We'll talk about it in particular. I mean, we won't let a question go unanswered here. But what else, can PEMF help with sciatica issues? I mean, we've talked a little bit about it. Some of the things, with the epidural, steroid issue, and where steroids are strong anti-inflammatory agents and stuff. But with that pulsating action, when it's reaching into those inner cells, what does it do? I mean, does it just kind of spread throughout that entire area there and just making those muscles feel more relaxed, or what?
Well, I mean, there's definitely again, you kind of have those two components happening at the same time. You've got, you've got healing starting on the cellular level, and then you have that sort of mechanical, if you will, stimulation as well from the pulses. So yeah, that's definitely kind of, that external stimulation, massage type feeling that just immediately, that it feels good. You don't feel what's happening on the cellular level, but you do feel those pulses, and it's a nice, soothing, relaxing, thing. So, you've got healing being promoted from two different perspectives, at the same time.
Now, there's a lot of ways that people could, I guess, treat on their own. The various things with sciatica where they're getting massaged or, putting hot and cold compresses on and stuff. But this with PEMF seems like it will do multiple things at an instant, not necessarily healing right away, but it's taking care of recharging those inner cells within our body.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm a firm believer in massage. I've got a massage scheduled, later this afternoon. Exterior manipulation of, those muscles and the lymphatic system, which sits above the muscles. Those things are very important. I'm a strong believer in massage. It's a great, component to go hand in hand with PEMF. But again, the difference between, some of the hot and cold compresses, the stretching, all of those things have their place. But they are very temporary solutions, and it's more symptom relief than it is actually addressing the causative factor, which is the inflammation, where those things kind of differ.
Okay. So any other areas that we could talk about here with PEMF? We talked briefly, where it will help, in previous shows where it helps with migraines. Also, today we've been talking more with sciatica issues, but, like me 2 weeks ago, I had the pain in the leg. Don't know how I did it. It was after moving all my stuff down here from Pennsylvania, and somehow I must have jumped off the truck the wrong way, and the way I landed on it, and just had a pulsating pain going down my right leg and then coming up toward my hip. But you... I feel like me and you are in the same boat.
A little bit.
And it's actually the same leg. You got hurt.
I did. A lot of people ask us, especially the new people who come in, well, do you guys use it? Absolutely, we use it. Stephanie, who you referenced earlier, she said this morning she was just like, I don't know if it's the cold or whatever. She was just really stiff. Her joints were kind of achy. She said, I went and I pulsed for a little bit, and she said, boom, I feel awesome. So yeah, we pulse often, and probably not as often as we should. We just get so busy, we don't take time. But 2 Sundays ago, I was out hiking had my dog with me, and we were up at Harrison Bay, which is an awesome hiking trail if you're ever interested. It's about 4.5 miles. Not a lot of elevation, good clean paths. But anyway, I was out hiking. I had my dog with me, and the deer were everywhere that day.
Wow.
There were little white tails just popping around all over the place. And my little beagle, Dusty is his name, was in hog heaven. I wrestled him the whole 4.5 miles. But about halfway in, he darted off toward a deer. to my right, and I just kind of stepped off in his direction, to rein him in. And when I did, I didn't stumble even. I certainly didn't fall, but I must have tweaked something in my foot just a little bit. Again, that was about halfway through. I went my 2 more miles and finished up. But the next day, had a big old ugly swollen foot and all bruised. And anyway, had the x-rays and whatnot. I actually had a little bit of a fracture. So I'm wearing a nice, beautiful boot for a couple of weeks. But I have been the patient now. We use Pulse all the time as staff, to treat, any little issue that's coming up. But I have literally been, pulsing this foot. I've got a 5K coming up in a couple of weeks that I do not want to miss. I'm so excited about it. So me and some of the other girls at the office and some friends, we're going to do that together. So that is my goal. I'm feeling really, really good about it. But yeah, that's a small stress fracture. Again, that's another FDA approval that PMF does have. It's actually dealing with the healing of non-union fractures. But all the science behind it is the same. It's helping to lay down new osteocytes, bone cells to help heal those, fractures. So I'll keep you guys posted on how I do, but yeah. I am pulsing religiously to get to that 5K.
Yeah, I was really disappointed, when I found out last week, that she wasn't going to be able to be here to, talk about PEMF because she was, seeing a doctor, to make sure that it wasn't anything more serious. And I'm glad everything's okay. Yeah. The boot, well, look out, Stephanie. Hopefully she doesn't get up too high with that right leg, but I'm just kidding. I pick on Stephanie. She great staff down there, but Stephanie is the pickable one that's in there.
Yeah, y'all are pretty good buddies. Yeah. Y'all like to banter with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, when you walk through the doors there at the Pulse Centers at 5811 Lee Highway, you will not regret your experience when you go in there. The gals in there, they really do care about their patients when they come through the door. They, from the initial consultation all the way through the process of when they are applying the pads, or if you're on the bed, or if you're just sitting in the chair watching, whatever's on the big screen TV there in the office, or I don't know, not really an office, but in that treatment area, I guess, lack of a better term, they want to make sure that, that it's being effective and they're actually doing good in trying to help you with your situation, whether it be, with sciatic issues, back issues, with your legs, shoulders, everything. It's just a great atmosphere. I cannot convey that anymore better than that.
Well, thank you. That's what we strive for. We genuinely, we care about the people that we are caring for, if you will. It's a little kitschy, but it's true.
It is true.
Yeah. So
anything else here in the final moments?
No, we just look forward to meeting you. Give us a call, 423-771-7755. We do a free consultation, and we also do your first session at no cost. So we look forward to meeting you.
All right. Until next Tuesday, we want you to feel good and to check in with the Pulse Centers located at 5811 Lee Highway in Chattanooga, 771-7755. And if you'd like to find out more before going there, go to their website, pulsecenters1.com. Until next Tuesday, for Roxanne Clark, I'm Sam Jordan. Thanks for listening, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Traffic, news, and information. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
Expect lots of sunshine through your afternoon. Slowly warming up. Highs back into the upper 50s tonight. A few clouds, not as cold. Lows mid and upper 30s for your Tuesday. A few passing